Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're going to go to our sort of supply factories that supply to the cargo hub and try to get these shipment numbers up. Because it seems like a lot of these are currently being held up by these numbers as they're getting everything and everything's getting transported from it, but the shipment numbers just aren't there, so they aren't upgrading. And then over here we sort of have the opposite problem where we're not shipping enough to it. Our production's low, and getting those numbers up would help increase with our food. So, to understand why the shipment number is lower, we need to look at the consumers. So essentially what this shipment number is it adds up the amount of resources each of these cities that it's connected to needs, in which case it's only sending tools to Arlington, Mesquite, and Durham, 2 of those through the cargo hub and the other through this direct truck line, and that gets added up, and that sort of dictates how much it produces in order to supply all of those. So if we were to add another city and say it only needed 100 tools, that would increase this shipment number by 100. So that means really the only way we can increase those numbers is to add another line that these would produce resources for. So we'll probably end up either going to Huntsville or maybe up to Louisville. I'm not sure yet. We'll figure it out when we get there. But the first thing I want to do is increase the amount of grain being brought to the food processing plant. If we come over here, we can see there's tons of food waiting, and these trains are pulling away with full loads every time. So in order to fix this, I think all we're going to do is come to this line, manage vehicles, and clone one of the trains. We'll come back and see if that helps with these numbers, but that should fix it for now. Okay, so I think the city that we're going to bring resources to in this episode is Clearwater. They obviously need food and tools, and by bringing it from the cargo hub, we can get rid of this tiny line here that's making us money, but it's not like a huge margin. It's only like $1 million, which I think is better than some of our other trains. If we actually, no, it's not. These trains are making like $2-3 million profit. Plus, this train's pretty old anyway, so it'll be a way to clean up this line here, and it'll also increase the amount of food and tools that we're making. So coming into the cargo hub, one thing I should have probably picked up on is this line running out to Durham. We should probably have it coming from one of these farther platforms here, since any other line that would need to cross this would have to cross these tracks, and we don't really want that. So what we're gonna do is pause the game and delete a lot of these tracks, and we'll pull this back pretty far until we're pretty much clear of these other sections. So we'll want to come in and make sure we flatten out some area for this track. And then smooth it all out. And now we can bring a line that comes straight out and then connects just like that. So we'll bring this track next to it, which we might have to let the game run for a bit. Not too sure why we're getting an error for that. Alright, so something in here isn't working. But I think we got it now. Cool. So we'll throw in our signals again. And this train should be able to do its thing again. Although I think we'll have to... There we go. Now this line's back up and running. We can get a line going out to Clearwater. Alright, so since we're bringing a train over to Clearwater, I think it makes sense for us to share this portion of track. And so we'll want to, once this train gets into the station, make something that makes sense where both tracks can easily get onto this line. Alright, so I think this solution will work. We just extended the double track and then made a sort of cross here so that our train going to Clearwater can come in on this track here, and the one that brings in bread can stay on that track there. Hopefully that'll work. We'll have to monitor it and make sure we don't run into any issues. But what's interesting about that is we can have these trains sort of double together all the way through to Clearwater here. So once this train goes, we can pause again and do basically the same thing out here. Alright, so I think I have a setup that'll work. And it appears one of our trains, I think, got stuck. So we'll just sell it quick and just clone a new one. That's fine. And so now we have the trains bringing in grain on this line out here. And hopefully the way that this will work is one of these will sort of act as a pass-through line where the long train bringing food and tools to Clearwater can just pass right by if there's already a train waiting here, and then they can continue on their way. I hope that will work like that. I'm not sure, but we'll see what happens. Now we just gotta upgrade this track at this station here. Alright, so I think we have everything figured out. Now all we have to do is get rid of this train. So we should be able to just hit sell. And now we can build a train to go from the cargo hub all the way out to Clearwater. Alright, so here's the train I think we're going to go with. It is 2 of these nickel plate 284 Class S2s. I thought about using the big boy, but I think it's just too heavy for its own good. It just doesn't get up to speed that quick. So I think 2 of these will do just fine, and we have 16 boxcars behind it. So we'll go with 1 of these for now and see how this goes. So we'll come from the cargo hub all the way up here to Clearwater, and we'll just want to make sure it is routing through this station properly, which it looks like it is, and then connecting to the right platform, which it will be, and then we'll just want to make sure it's only loading tools and food. I think we'll do a 50-50 split on those. Actually, we'll let it take whatever it needs. So I'm not sure if that's what those sliders do, but that's how it'll be. And then at Clearwater, we want it only unloading tools and food. So here comes our train out of the tunnel. You can see just how long this train is with 16 boxcars, and it does get up to full speed, which is nice. And hopefully, we might need to add more signals on this track just so no food trains get hung up or anything. But I think this is doing well. I think we will add signals here and here. This line we can delete. And hopefully we'll see that this all runs very smoothly. Here comes the train into the station here. One issue I already see is that this station is way too short for this train. So once this goes, we're gonna quickly redo this, and I think that'll be it for this episode. Alright, so now that train's pretty much gone, we can come in here. First of all, delete all of this track, pretty much all the way back to here. Come in here and configure the station. Add a decent amount of length to this station and some more track. Just like that. And then we should be able to just, well, we can't really just simply drag it over. We might have to do some stuff with these roads. So we're gonna have to delete this over here. And there we go. And we'll come in and smooth all of this out, because it did do a lot to the terrain. Created quite a dip there. And I think we'll actually bridge over here. Alright, so we got this road situation figured out, and hopefully the roads that we cut off won't really do much. If we want to, we can quickly come through and add a connection here like before. But yeah, I think we have this all situated now, and hopefully this will work, essentially. I'll keep an eye on it between episodes and make sure everything runs smooth. But coming down here to the cargo hub, we have many things waiting for us already. Tools and food, If we come up here, hopefully we'll see that this production number went up and the shipment number is also steadily rising. So that's great to see. And tools is the other thing we added. We can see that this number has also risen. So that's getting pretty close to upgrading again. However, that's going to be all for this episode. So if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave a comment below. Thanks for watching and have a great day.